Appreciate you hitting the button. Welcome to the How to Hustle podcast with Hype. This is episode 32. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Hype. That's HYMPE. It's Hype. It's not hype. I'm not geeked up. All right, special guest for episode 32. Before we get to the announcements, introduce yourself to the audience.
All right, I go by the name of J Moon.
I'm KC.
And where are y'all from?
We're from the Bruh Podcast.
Yes, sir.
What city y'all coming out of with the Bro Podcast? Let them know International Hype is one of the hashtags, not just the local situation here.
ATL. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of it.
ATLians.
Okay, copy that. Did that though, because we start off the announcement same way we do every show. X Squad Affiliates, Monday, that's out of Atlanta, 2 p.m. on every Monday on the X Squad Affiliates. GFT Radio Network, 2 p.m. Tuesdays out of Detroit. Wednesdays, Dallas, Texas, 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Then we go to WTNUphilly.com, Thursdays, 12:30. Fridays, I Say Podcast Radio Network, that's South and North Carolina. Then we go to New York, Harlem, baby. Saturdays at 10 a.m. on the THC Network. All right, let's get it off here. Episode 32. At this point in your life, this chapter is called Hold up. BTG Podcast. Shouts out to my guys at the BTG Podcast. Uncle Face, my man, I told him, bro, I love this topic that y'all did. I'm definitely still in this one. So shouts out to my guys. You follow them at BTG Podcast 215 on all streaming platforms. So this is definitely borrowed content from my guys. But at this chapter in your life is titled what? KC, you take that one first.
Better late than never.
Okay. Talk about that one.
Yeah, the reason why the chapter is called Better Late Than Never for me, I'm gonna say I'm 30 right now. So I went through a lot of ups and downs in my 20s, learning about finances and being responsible, and just also just taking risk. And I think I'm at a point now where I can kind of start taking a little bit more risk and put myself out there a lot more than I was before. And you know what I'm saying, I just felt like, I know normally the normal saying is you do all the hard work and the grit in your 20s. That way you can kind of, shine in your 30s. Right now I'm in my 30s right now. Well, just beginning my 30s. And now I feel like now I got to kind of start to grind a little bit more. But now I know I got a little bit more, information and knowledge to kind of push through, and I can give information too. So that way I ain't just taking, I'm also giving back to, people that's younger than me or people that's older than me that never knew. Cause there's a lot of information that I got that I disseminated out to other people that's older than me. And I just feel like a lot of people feel it. You get to a certain point where you get stuck in your ways. It's never that case. You can always learn. You should always be learning as an adult, no matter if you're 40, 30, 50, you should always
be evolving.
Yeah. Or else you're going to stay stagnant and, you're going to be one of them hermit crab motherfuckers. You just be stuck in your ways, not wanting to do anything, and you ain't going to go nowhere. You might as well just work a regular 9 to 5 and just stay where you at. So that's why I say better late than never, because hey, I'm trying to get it as much as possible regardless. And I ain't, right now I ain't got no kids, nothing crazy. I ain't got no major debt. So I got plenty of time to still grind before I can, go into actually raising the family or doing whatever I need to do. But it's grind time, even in my early 30s. You know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
Oh,
guess go first.
Come on, bro.
Okay. All right. All right. So this chapter of my life is called Lead by Example. And, why I say that is because, I have a son now, so 2-year-old son. And, best thing I try to do is try to lead by example and try to be a better man, try to be an example of a man to him so he can see, what a man is, what a perfect example of a man is. And, just try to teach him the things that, that wasn't taught to me that I had to learn on later on in life, basically like with finances and stuff like that. And, try to put him in a better situation that I was in when I was growing up. So.
How old is you, J Moon?
I'm 29.
29, okay.
Yeah.
For me, I would say the foundation.
Okay.
I got so much different shit that I'm doing. You hear the fucking rundown gets longer and longer every episode. These radio stations and shit. Uh, this takes it back to what KC was saying. Is in your 20s, I feel like it's your late 20s is where you start to kind of get it. Because usually in your late 20s now, a friend or two gets married,
Yeah.
somebody has a baby, maybe you have a baby. Now you start to look at shit different, like Jay Moon just said. Once you had this baby, now you start to look at shit different, especially if you could have it like late 20s, like I did, because it makes your whole perspective change. Early 20s, you just thinking this just party, 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 and we doing all the dumb shit in the world that we could do. Late 20s, you start to get burnt out with that shit because you've been doing it already. To the point where you hit your 30s and it's like, all right, now you start to calm the fuck down because, like you said, now you got the responsibilities of people. You got a girl, two kids, or some shit. Like, you got shit to do. You don't have time to bullshit. So that once you get to your late 30s and 40s, it's like now it's time to try to relax and try to rest on those laurels and the shit that you built in your 30s. So that once you hit your 50s, you just on ice, or you should be. You know what I'm saying? As long as you line your situation up that way. That's all the shit that I'm trying to do now. Like, I got so many motherfuckers that I'm talking to, so much different shit that I'm trying to do. Like, I'm trying to lay the foundation. I'm in my mid 30s. I'm 34. So I'm trying to make sure that this foundation is down and this shit is strong, this shit is sturdy, this shit is in the fucking ground to the point where once I get to 40s, it's like now we just on a solid foundation and we just running smooth. Like everything's good now. You ain't got to go busting your ass 24/7 to do all this shit because it's there now.
You ever felt like shit started clicking like at 28 or 29? Like that's when I felt like shit was starting to make sense to me, and I started taking a little bit more risk because at some point I've like you with your chapter, the foundation was kind of set now, and then I was like, all right, now I can do a little bit more flexible stuff. Like I can go out and invest, put like some money into the stock market or see how this is going to work or invest into a business. I'm 30 years old now and I just recently applied for LLC. So for me, that's like, it's scary territory because I never did it before, but now it's just like, if it's just doing this and I'm now getting it, you got 20 something years old, 20 something people. I'm sorry, 20 people. My words are getting mixed up. People that's in their 20s doing
you
people in their 20s that's doing LLCs and getting businesses started. Why am I waiting until I'm 30 to do this? And it didn't make any sense to me. I'm like, why did I wait? And now it's all clicking to me. In my 30s, I'm like, all right, now I can set out a plan, get everything set up, and execute it. And also, bring my people with me. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Jay Moon been knowing each other for like a long time. Like this ain't I just met him like last year or nothing like that. I've been knowing bruh since like high school, and the connection's always been there. So I was like, let me just take this time and let's start something together. And that's why we started the Bruh podcast. I'm like, we had these conversations all the time, so let's just record them. You know what I mean? That's how that kind of culminated and formatted. Like we didn't want to do something off of fake love or whatever. It's a legit chemistry there.
We also feel like we also had something that we can bring to the table too, versus everybody else's, podcast. We feel like we also, we're kind of young, but we also feel like we have that mature mindset too at the same time.
What KC was saying, it touched on what Jay said. He got a 2-year-old now. He started looking at shit different because he realizes that he's looking at him and all the moves that he makes is influencing him. So I got to lay down this foundation and show him what a man is supposed to do, how he's supposed to act, how is his whole demeanor, like all of that shit. So, like I said, usually if you can make it to your late 20s without a baby, once you have that baby, it starts to structure your shit. It starts to make you realize I can't just go fuck up this bread. Like I gotta make sure I'm there for him. I gotta make sure I'm doing this shit for him. I gotta make once you realize your life ain't about you and it's about all the shit that's around you, it makes you look at shit different. Like I got married when I was 29 and it changed kind of like my perspective on shit because it's like, well, now I got them and they're relying on me to do this shit. Like, fuck if you got however you run your household, if you a 50-50, if you're 80-20, if you're 100-0, like, it's a totally different responsibility once you got to speak and be responsible for people. Like, it's a totally different ball game.
Do you feel like you actually take more value in the relationships you built with just other people too, the older you got?
Depending on the relationship. Because as you get older, you'll see that the relationships that you value in is the ones that got substance.
Yeah.
Like, you had a million friends from here, there, where the fuck ever when you was just, out doing whatever. But as you get in, like you said, shit start to click for you, it starts to make sense, and it's like, all right, some niggas got to get cut the fuck off.
Hey,
some niggas can't. Everybody
can't go.
Everybody can't go. That's
where I'm on too. I'm on that same thing too. I'm like, yo, fam, like, what you doing over here? You can
want to put your team on as much as you want, but if they don't want it for themselves, you can't make them go.
You can't.
That's just the bottom line.
You start drilling down your friends, and then you hang out with them because they always want to party, but then you start separating yourself from them, and you be like, I got something else going on. You too busy worrying about women and all this other shit. I'm like, I've got real live business going on. Like, what is you doing?
That's what I'm saying. Like you said, I got an LLC. I got a mortgage to pay, or I'm trying to run a company. I'm trying to run a podcast. Whatever the fuck you trying to do. Like, you got too much other shit going on that you don't have time to sit here, watch the game, and get high, get drunk. Like, or go to the bar and watch the game and get drunk and just waste fucking time and money. Like, nigga, I got cable in my crib.
Yeah.
We trying to promote ourselves out here, man.
Yeah, the older you get, the less. I'm like, bro, I don't got time to be bullshitting with you. You still on that party shit. I'm trying to like build things. I'm trying to give stuff down to, like, if I have kids, I want to give it to them. You know what I'm saying? Or whoever. I
want to have a foundation too for them. Like, I don't want to have them in a situation like this. Was one of my things was always, me and my daughter can't grow up in the same room. Like, that can't happen. We can't be at my mom's house. So I have to have something. At that point it was just, all right, you got to have an apartment at least. Then you get another child and you get a wife, and then we got to have a house, and you got to have the car, and you got to have all the shit that goes with that. You can't be doing all of this shit. You know what I'm saying, if you still bullshitting around, you still fucking up the bread.
Yeah, so you notice how, like, you have some friends that call you be like, hey fam, I'm gonna have to hit you back because you don't be talking about shit. Like, I ain't trying to be rude or nothing, but like, I got some friends like that. Like, we cool, but it's just like, I don't, if you ain't talking about nothing, you still talking about stuff we did 10 years ago. I ain't on that wave no more. I'm on some wave of, we trying to get legit money. We trying to, make things happen.
Might be a topic in that conversation from 10 years ago.
Hey man, there you go. That's some more content for you. Where were you at 10 years before? Like, what was your mindset? My mindset is on some real, like, some real corporate shit, like being my own entity, and then just not even that, just having my own basis of income. Because I don't know about you or anybody, I can't make this assumption for anybody, but I don't want to be working for anybody anymore. That shit is played. Like, for somebody to be able to just let me go at the drop of a dime. No, I'm not with that. So, and I knew that from the jump. I knew that from like 10 years ago, back when I was in the military. I was like, yeah, this ain't for me. That's why I did my contract. I got the hell up out of there. I'm like, all right, I did my service. I'm going. Like, I got what I needed from you guys. So we're going to move on progressively with this. And even now, I'm just like, we got to build something that was sustained for a long time, that I don't got to worry about like the pandemic hits and then all of a sudden stuff gets shaky. Like, all right, we ain't got enough time for you to do this. And then you getting your hours cut and no, I'm good off that. No, I want something that I know I worked for, my blood, sweat, and tears went into, and I ain't got to worry about, nobody telling me, well, we ain't got this, we ain't got that. Nah.
That goes back to what you were saying, though, is like you getting an LLC at 30 and some people doing them joints at 16. The opportunities is just totally different. Like,
yeah.
The cell phones then changed the whole world. The internet changed the whole world. Like, to the point where you could be 16 with your whole business in high school making crazy bread because you're in the classroom with them. Like you're right there on the ground floor with them, and they see you doing this shit, or some shit that they just like.
Yeah.
Like one of my first 5-6 episodes, my nephew, him and my little cousin and a couple of their friends started a rap group. These motherfuckers is like 10, 11 when they did this shit. They made a song called Guns Down. They end up on the front page of the paper. They down at City Hall doing all of this shit, and it's like they got so much influence in that classroom with that generation of kids. Like that makes the next child sitting in there, and that makes the next one, the next one, the next one look at them and say, "Damn, I can do this type shit. I can do some shit right now, and I don't have to wait until I'm 30." Like it's all about what's in front of them and what's the opportunities and shit that they get to see. So again, that goes back to what Jay said. Like,
And I was just about to say that. Yeah.
doing all of that shit for your son, like me doing that shit for my daughters, like that shit is important. Like you have to put that shit in front of them.
Especially teaching them the history, because they ain't gonna teach them the right history in class either.
They not.
Hey, my daughter told me they don't even do Black history.
That's
Man,
what I'm saying.
Let me tell you, they in Texas, they are trying to pass a law where they don't even teach slavery anymore.
See, that's
That's
crazy.
just crazy. That's crazy.
Wow.
In Florida too. Florida's trying to pass a law where they don't teach about slavery anymore. Not history, but about slavery in general.
Yeah.
But this is why the internet is so great. And I mean, it's a double-edged sword.
It's good and bad. Yeah,
It's good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's good and bad because now you got, if you use the internet as a tool to, you know, make your business, set it up, you know, make the proper connections, network, you can really get your money's worth off the internet. I mean, basically for free.
Yeah.
But then also the internet it's a horrible place because, you know, you got access to everything. I mean,
it's all about it's all about what you got in your news feed.
Right.
I was talking to my man about this, and he like, it's so much negativity on Twitter. Like that's why I don't fuck with Twitter. I'm like, man, it's all about who you following.
I remember we had
all
that.
I
We
follow-
had that conversation too.
Copy. All I'm following is podcasts because that's all the fuck I care about. I don't give a fuck about what LeBron is doing today. I don't give a fuck about what Chris Paul is wearing tonight or what vacation he's on. I don't care. That shit is not helping me. But knowing these niggas down in Atlanta got a podcast, let's see what this joint is about. These niggas out in North Carolina, these niggas out everywhere. Like, I need to tap into that shit. That's what the fuck I'm out here doing. That's what the fuck I'm on there for. So like, it's all about what you're putting into your own. What you putting into your own atmosphere. Like, I never see nothing about the fucking Kardashians because I don't give a fuck. I ain't following none of them.
Yeah, we on that same tip too. We just like, all right, we have to, on our Instagram feed, we have to kind of unfollow some of these accounts that just be talking about like
a lot of them,
rumors and all this other crap.
Well,
Like,
you can just
The
mute,
shade
you can just
room.
block. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
we do that too. It's just like Twitter is, to me, I feel like Twitter is the best networking tool that we got because you can talk to people directly and people ain't gonna be like, oh no.
I take Instagram over Twitter any day.
I mean, Instagram's good for promotion. I just like it for Twitter, more of a I can touch, like, hey, I'm gonna add you. You probably gonna see it, and we're gonna talk. You can DM me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So,
jump
like-
straight your DMs. Fuck atting you.
Yeah. I feel like Instagram right now is the best tool because that's where everybody at. Instagram and TikTok right now. I feel like.
TikTok is a whole nother beast, but we haven't even touched TikTok yet.
Hey, we're gonna do that. We gotta
Me
start
neither, yeah.
posting our
Somebody was
clips,
trying to
posting
tell
our
me that.
clips and just be like for episode 2.
Yo,
Stuff
I'm
that.
so like we always say this, and like we say this consistently. TikTok, all this social media stuff, because before we started any of this stuff, we were like dark off the internet. You know what I mean? Like we didn't.
Bro, I didn't even have an Instagram until I started doing podcasts. I made an Instagram because we was at a cookout and nigga took a picture of us. I'm like, damn, how much is the picture? Oh no, you gotta follow me, use this hashtag. I don't know what the fuck he talking about. I made this. 2 of my homies came home the same week. Like he came home Monday, he came home Wednesday. All right, we out at the joint. So now I'm sitting there in the car. My man like, no, you gotta make this RBEJ. E telling me, come on, Hank, you gotta make the joint. You gotta make it. I make this shit. Don't know nothing about nothing. I never post nothing. I never follow nobody. Nobody ever followed me. So fuck that Instagram. 3 years later, I start a podcast and I go, damn, didn't I make an Instagram a minute ago? I used the same password for shit. So, oh, damn, this shit still works. Oh, where it is up there. That's how I start using that shit. Like, I'm not a post my business type nigga. You'll never catch my location. I'm not there. If I told you I was there, that's never happening. I don't understand them type niggas. Shit, too much shit happens out here in the world. Don't tag me in no picture saying we nowhere. Like,
I'm in the moment guy too. Like
facts.
It's like if I'm out somewhere, like this, it's just the weirdest shit ever.
You're not thinking about pulling your phone out.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not thinking about pulling my
everybody
phone out.
got their phone
Like,
out, yo.
That's never my first reaction. I'd be like, oh shit, and then you'd be like, did you record it? Nah. I was just looking. I was enjoying.
That's what I'm just looking, my nigga. Like, I ain't worried about it.
Shit, I ain't even take no pictures.
That's how I be.
Fam,
like, you went
I
out of town and take no pictures.
Fam, I was just in Vegas. I had to consciously think to take pictures. I was like, hold on, let me take a picture of this shit, because had I not, I wouldn't have thought about it. I'm in here living, I'm drinking, dog. I'm like already drunk. It ain't even 12 o'clock. Like, what did you saying to me? Like, I'm gonna take a photo of me. No, I'm not doing that shit. I never did that shit. I've never been
just
that type
go live and talk to myself.
Yeah, that's the craziest shit ever.
That's how I be feeling.
Like,
you can hold the camera up.
Like, fam, like my circle of people that I hang out with, we don't pull our phones out at dinner. Like, that's a whole nother conversation.
Oh my god! Take a picture of my fucking plate. I don't give a fuck what you're eating tonight. That's what I'm saying. I'm not that boy. I ain't that type of guy. I don't care what you're eating.
We just chill. Like, we talk. Like, my boys, we sit there and talk. Nobody ever pulls their phone out. That's why I think it's the craziest shit when I see like cats recording themselves at dinner. I'm like, fuck, y'all don't have a conversation? We don't have conversations anymore?
The only thing I could put like in the like shit go in the group text, like if we talking shit about who made what, like then I could take a picture of the food to send to the group text. But like this shit is not going on Instagram. Like, don't nobody give a fuck.
Oh yeah, you take hella. None of them bitches get posted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I barely post. I
might post a picture from 4 years ago, and you'll swear it was yesterday.
I'm telling you, my personal Instagram, I post like scarcely, but on I'm like, yeah, I don't want to post this right now. I'll wait, because who cares? I know people that post all the time, but that's a part of the internet. We gotta kind of acclimate to, really being involved.
No, fuck, that shit either goes my way or it doesn't go. You won't catch me going live, blowing hookah smoke out for no fucking reason. Like, niggas be blowing the smoke on a slow joint. Every chick in the world is singing to her phone when you go out. That's why I'm married and not.
Every chick is doing the same damn dance, the same song. It don't. I mean, we even talked about getting lost in the explore page. It's like, if you new to Instagram and you don't know about that shit, you will get lost in the explore page. Like, just sitting there looking at Jones. Like,
oh yeah, they got somebody with a fat ass and somebody melting cheese or something.
They all look
good. That's what I'm saying. That's not my speed.
They all look the same. They all do.
Fake
they all got the same
butts.
body.
Don't nobody got no waist and these big dumbass butts. That's just
everybody go to the same doctor.
The long ass wig, the dumbass look on her face. Yeah, I'm cool. All right, let's switch up the show before we close it out. Let's talk a little bit about the podcast, the Bruh Podcast. How long we been doing the podcast?
We basically been doing the Bruh Podcast since April of this year. Exactly, what was it, like the 13th or the 14th? Yeah. So we about 4 months in. And
rookies get the donuts. Yeah. I like blueberry cake.
So basically our podcast, the direction we take was mainly barbershop talk, but we want to be the pipeline for just artists and business in general.
Yeah, basically we just trying to be that, like, when you come to Atlanta, if you got anything to promote, you got to come to the Bruh Podcast. We trying to be those people that you got to come. You got to come see us if you got anything you want to promote and anything you're trying to get out there.
Yeah, and we also going to give you some wholesome talk. We're going to voice our opinions, but it's real chemistry. I say this all the time to Jay Moon. I'm like, hey man, like we might not have like the upfront production as far as visuals go, but if you actually sit down and listen to our interviews and just us, it's there. You know what I'm saying? It's never going to be a boring time, or you're never going to hear space in between. It's just, again, this is our first season, and we went through some hardships, not hardships, but like some the first 3 episodes.
Yeah,
shit. We didn't record, like, what was that, episode 3?
Yeah, it was just then dealing with audio and learning how to record and how to post and stuff like that. But it's just all part of the process. Like you said earlier,
we all don't know what the fuck we doing in the beginning.
Yeah, like you said, trust the process.
Yeah,
but we getting it together though.
Yeah, you gotta trust the process. But yeah, I mean, I think overall this season, and we about to wrap up our season. We got one more episode left. I think overall we done a great job, and just in the relationships we built with other people. I mean, including yourself. I actually enjoy that process of just meeting new people and getting a collab with them, because it's just like you never know who you might run into, and y'all might just kick it off and y'all end up being lifelong friends, or have connections. You might know somebody, I might know somebody, we plugged up. You might come to Atlanta, I'm like, oh, that's my man's. I love that. I love that aspect.
Yeah, just
of it.
That's why you build those relationships, in case you is, like you said, my folks is down there. Yo, look, my man is down there. I need you to, you know what I'm saying, take care of him. Or he in a tight spot down there. You got different people in different situations. Like, yeah, and a nigga can speak for you and vouch for you that you're a solid nigga, and that's what you're looking for. Before we close this one out, J Moon, this one go to you because you've been a little quiet on here. What's the best episode of the Bruh Podcast? If somebody's a new listener, which one are you telling them? All right, you go listen to which episode, which interview?
I maybe got like 2 of them.
That's cool.
All right, so I'll say that the episode that we did, what was that, episode 17, where we had what was it, E-Sax and
J. Pierre.
Yeah, and J. Pierre, that was a good one. And I'll also say the one where we had Rick Ross. Those were like our 2 best episodes right there.
You're short selling that one. That is the real Rick Ross.
The real Rick Ross.
Yeah. Don't just say, oh yeah, we had Rick Ross. Come on, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's
freeway Ricky Ross.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you mumbled and whispered that one out. You got to put a little bit of whipped cream on top of that. Now, come on.
Yes, sir, man.
Man, that's some big shit right there.
Yeah, that was real dope. Shout out to him though, man. He did that for straight out of love, man.
Yeah,
that was a real good episode. Go check that one out.
Let them know where they can check that out at.
On YouTube, you can type it in at The Bruh Podcast. It's DA, not THE. And it's all one word.
The Bruh Podcast. We also on streaming sites too, Spotify, Apple. Yeah, we on that. So
all right, copy that. I appreciate y'all for coming on episode 32. Shouts out to the Bruh Podcast. We are out.